All right, gang, for our kettlebell single arm golf transition drill. This is 100% a filler drill. This should not make up a big percentage of your golf fitness journey or program, but it is a good drill to throw in as a filler as you're resting from maybe a bigger exercise like a upper body movement like a bench press or some sort of press. Great time to kind of, while you're resting, just kind of feed into something that maybe you're trying to work on in your swing and get a better feel for how to, do that weight shift, which will transfer nicely to your golf swing. But a couple things here I want to go over. So first off, as you're doing this, you want to make sure you're swinging or rotating kind of inside a phone booth, or if you had an alignment rod kind of placed on the outside of each of your feet, you are rotating within the alignment rods. Okay, what I don't want you to do is either roll out on your foot and bust through the alignment rod, roll on the foot with the knee or with the hip. Okay, you're trying to stay within the alignment rod, create that rotation so you create a lot of space here between the alignment rod and your hip. That's the first thing. How you do that is by when you shift your pressure. So I'm going from right to left here. I've shifted my pressure into my left first, then the kettlebell is going to trail behind me. What I'm doing is actually pushing on a 45-degree angle. That's the line of force, and that's going to help create rotation in my hip so my pelvis rotates over a fixed femur, okay, my upper thigh. You could push back straight ahead. That will probably do it. But if you can get used to doing it on a 45, that's going to create a lot more rotation and really get a nice kind of, like I said, rotating pelvis over top of the femur. And you can do that back and forth, okay? From a side view, let's go into the front view first here, and then we'll go to side. So again, we're here, kind of good stack of thorax on pelvis, good athletic stance or golf stance. I like to kind of just kick the bell, kind of kick it out to the right, shift my weight to my left side, and then boom, kind of, like I said, pushing out on that 45. That's going to get my pelvis rotating on my hip, and then just back and forth. And so I can't remember if I already mentioned this, but like having a good tripod foot here with your weight balanced evenly on your foot, but you may even want to like bias the knuckle of your big toe, okay, knuckle of your big toe and the inside of the heel, and that's going to help you again kind of make sure you're not spilling over. Okay, so you're just kind of rotating, boom, boom, boom. From a side view, one thing I want to make sure that you don't do is early extend. So you always want to make sure you have at least one cheek touching this alignment rod or an imaginary wall type thing. So as I go from like right to left here, I'm going to kind of get on my left side first before the bell starts to travel across my body. I'm going to rotate and push my left cheek back into the wall, okay? And then as I transition, I'm going to shift my weight to the right, get my right cheek to touch the wall as I come through to the right side, okay? So hopefully if I do it right, it'll look something like, so just watch my butt, and hopefully it's staying kind of connected to that imaginary wall, and I'm not doing that. Because if you do shift forward, or this knee kind of spins forward, the kettlebell is going to come and hit you in the back of the leg. Obviously we don't want that. Guys, that is your kettlebell single arm golfish transition.